Hey everyone, Dalton Grados with Grados Capital here, and today is going to be an important video. It's the harsh realities of trading that no one tells you. And what we're going to be discussing is the Dunning-Kruger effect. You may have heard of this, may not have, but it's something that I believe every trader has to go through themselves, and it's just the process of becoming a successful trader. Now, if you don't know who I am, just a quick, who am I? My name's Dalton Grados. I am a derivatives trader. I've been trading about 2 years, and I'm not where I want to be yet. But I'm certainly not where I used to be. And I'm sort of on the other end of this Dunning-Kruger effect, which we're going to talk about, which I think is very important to understand. And something that you're going to have to realize that you're going to have to go through, even if you have great mentors, great Discord groups, people telling you all the right things, I think you still will end up going through this yourself. And so let's go ahead and get into it. What you have here on the vertical axis here is going to be your confidence level. And what you have on the horizontal axis here is going to be your experience. Now, I'm sure if you're watching this video and you've been trading any length of time, you could probably think back to when you first started trading, or maybe that's you. You are a new trader. And maybe you made a lot of money on a great trade. Maybe you've been paper trading a while. So, of course, there's no fear associated with paper trading, right? And you see how much money you can make. You have no experience, but your confidence level is through the roof. You're like, I have found the Holy Grail. I'm going to make endless amounts of money with this. So, personal story of myself. One of my first trades was an alert that I took from a Discord group I was a part of. And it was an options trade. And I put $400 into the trade, which was way too much. If I was practicing good risk management, I should not have been trading that big for my account size, but I didn't know any better. So I put $400 in the trade, and it worked. I made 400% off of that options trade. Very risky, but I didn't know any better. Naked calls, high risk, high reward. I happened to make reward. So I made $1,600 off of that trade in like a day. And that was more than my 2-week paycheck, right? So like, this is amazing. I can make this off of one trade. I'm on one hand, it's a good experience, right? Because it shows you what's possible and it gets you hooked and wanting to trade more. So on one hand, that's good. On the other hand, that's bad because your confidence is through the roof. You think you're going to make easy money, but you have no experience. So then you keep trading. You start gaining experience, which inevitably means you're going to lose money. And your confidence goes down. You're gaining experience, but you enter into the valley of despair. This is the area where, because you don't know what you're doing, and because trading is actually a very difficult thing to do consistently, you become a consistently losing trader, right? You thought you were going to be a consistently profitable trader right off the bat. You thought every day was going to be making more money than you did the previous day, and that's not the case. And you're inexperienced, and the only thing you can consistently seem to do is lose money. And this can be a very dark place for a lot of people. I've been through it. I've lost money. I've blown accounts. Many people have reached the valley of despair where they're not able to come back. Maybe they blew up a very large amount of money that they really couldn't afford to lose. And although you would say on hindsight that that's very irresponsible, they did that because they were initially up here with all this confidence. People have blown entire retirement accounts. Maybe they were on margin and now they're have gone below zero. So this can be a very dark place for a lot of people. And this is sort of the area where you decide if you're really going to do this for real or if you're out of the game. You know, some people get into trading when they're retired and they've built great businesses. Maybe they've become very wealthy. They think, oh, I think I'm going to, in retirement, I'm going to day trade. And they realize it's going to be a lot harder than they were willing to put in the effort for. And so maybe this is a good idea for them to just decide, you know what, I want to live my life. I don't want to really do this for real. So that's fine. But this is your turning point, your valley of despair. And then as you continue along, you start to gain experience, you start to learn things. Maybe you're not quite consistently profitable yet, but you're not losing as much as you were. You start to get a little bit more of a straight head on your shoulders. Start to gain experience and your confidence level starts to increase. You start to become competent. And then you reach the point of becoming a consistently profitable trader. And on this end, you're saying, trust me, it's complicated. What you once thought was easy was actually very difficult. And, trading in this way is unique because, a monkey could make a profitable trade, right? So you can have a successful trade on accident, but in order to do it consistently, that's where the difficulty comes in. So here's a little more polished version, right, if you want that, for your Dunning-Kruger effect. And listen, if you were to list off all of the people that have failed at trading, you would find a lot of people that are very successful in other areas. People that went to top business schools, doctors, lawyers, people that are otherwise very intelligent, very competent, fail at trading because it's not really about the intellect, right? It's sort of about self-mastery. And of course, you got to learn the markets too, but most of this process is going to be your journey of self-mastery and the person you have to become a good trader. And it's very tough. But I was watching an interview the other day with a multimillionaire trader that's been trading over 30 years. And he was saying that, this is very hard. This is very difficult. Trading is known as, the hardest way to make easy money, right? But in accordance with how difficult it is, one of the most difficult things you could probably do for a living is an excessive amount of reward potential, right? If you listen to any traders that have made it, that are even 10, 20, 30 years in the business, almost none of them will say, oh yeah, I make $100,000 a year. It's almost always at that point for someone who has made it through 7, 8 figures. Maybe they even work for top institutions and are trading institutional dollars that make billions. So because of that immense reward potential, it's going to be very difficult. But what this one trader in this interview was saying was, you don't want it to be easier. You don't want it to be easier because then if it were easier, everyone would do it. Because this game is so difficult, you have those great rewards on the other side, so you can't make it easier, but you want to be better, right? And that's the only thing you can do. So if you're going through this, I don't know what stage you're at in this, but you could be at the bottom in the valley of despair. And, this is not a career, again, that's going to get easier, but you can get better. You can make it through the other side, and you can achieve what you might not have ever even thought possible. So, Again, it's a process. It's a process, and you gotta fall in love with the process. Again, like I said at the beginning, everyone I think is gonna have to go through this, and you're gonna have to have a ridiculous amount of resilience to make it through. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments what you want to see more of, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It's Dalton with Great Oaks Capital, and I'll see you guys next time.